podcast. This is the Discretion podcast. Thanks for listening to the Discretion podcast.
Hey guys, and we're back with episode 9.
Yeah, welcome back. We had a couple ups and downs on our previous Saturday Night Live episode.
Yep.
So first off, as soon as we started recording, we were about 30 minutes into it, and then I asked Quinn, I was like, what are the comments saying?
Yeah.
And the first comment said, no audio, guys, we can't hear you. And then we both look at each other like, what? And then we realized, oh yeah, the audio thing wasn't set up properly.
Yep.
All good. So we decided, okay, let's restart that. And if you ever had a conversation with someone and then you try to retell that conversation like it just happened, it doesn't work as well. So we were kind of working through that problem. And then towards the end of the episode, the minute we brought up this conspiracy around Israel, our audio cuts out immediately. And then Quentin and I give each other a look. I'm like, did we just get, booted? But then I think it ended up being our laptop fell asleep.
I'm not saying it was them,
But
but
what a coincidence. The minute we bring up Israel and the Jews, we lose all audio.
yeah, just kidding. It was definitely the MacBook.
Yeah, I think our MacBook fell asleep.
Yeah.
And then just now we started recording and we were literally talking about this. And then Quentin looks at me and he goes, your mic. And I realized I had my mic muted the whole time.
Yeah.
So
In saying that, if somebody knows or wants to run the audio and the video while we're doing the podcast, please hit us up. Let us know.
yeah, we need a producer.
Mm-hmm.
It's very hard. I mean, all praise goes to you because you're doing
thank
this
you.
on the go.
Yeah, I'm trying to manage everything that's going on as well as be involved in the conversation. So it's like we're having to pause and move over and do this and that. So yeah, if we could have somebody that would be able to do that, I can teach you and then you can rock it out. You can be
Yeah.
a part of the pod.
Yeah. And then once we make it big, then you can start making money.
Yeah, we'll give you like 5%.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
And any sponsors out there who wants to sponsor us, hit us up.
Yeah, we'll rep your brand like no tomorrow. We'll be the best ambassadors of your brand that you've ever had.
Just you have to be okay with being connected to people who talk about controversial subjects.
Yeah,
to
I
put
mean,
it politely.
You know what? We say the quiet part out loud sometimes, and I think you have to do that.
Yeah.
But also, we're not like crazy extremists or anything like that. We like to bring up stuff that everyone's thinking about.
Yep.
So it's not like
We will say what most people are thinking, and we'll say what most people are afraid to say.
exactly. That's
So-
exactly it. But you
Yeah.
need voices like that. You need all voices in all different sides and spaces, right? So
Yeah, you can't be afraid to speak your mind.
no,
And I think in today's day and age, with these new hate crime laws coming out, you see what's going on in the UK. It's like if you say the wrong thing on the internet, well, the police is going to come to your door and you're going to end up going to jail for 5 years. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that's happening in Canada yet, but given what we were talking about a couple episodes ago, it seems like that's our trajectory. It's like that's the way we're going.
actually, pause you there.
Yeah.
There was a guy in I think North Bay or Thunder Bay in Ontario who got arrested and sentenced into jail for 9 months for Facebook posts. Now, I heard he was saying some nasty stuff and inciting violence, so that's a little bit different. I don't know the specifics of the case or what was going on, but apparently that just happened.
So you got to watch what you're saying on the
Yeah.
internet now.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you should always be a respectable human being on the internet. A lot of people hide behind fake profiles and they say some crazy stuff. But I mean, as long as what you're saying is backed up in logic and reason, then it shouldn't be considered a hate crime or a crime at all. As long as if you have a different opinion than somebody else, it's not a hate crime.
No.
But if you are inciting violence, calls to action, or anything crazy, like burning the Canadian flag, then yeah, you should probably be arrested for that because
Yeah.
that's taking it a step further.
If you're threatening someone online, like saying like I'm going to bring harm to you or your family, yeah, that's something to investigate.
100%. That guy is
But
clearly deranged.
saying something like, "Oh, I don't support," these Palestine protesters, or
Mhm.
I don't support sending money to Ukraine, or whatever the cause you are against. I don't
Mhm.
think that should be labeled as hate speech or, um, you know, anything along that regards.
No, having an opinion isn't a crime.
No, and you shouldn't be second guessing everything you're gonna say online.
Well, I mean that's like even in your own personal relationships or anything like that.
Yeah,
If you don't bring up the problems, then they just get bigger.
yeah, or they get swept under the rug and then they blow up 5 years later.
Well, exactly. I mean, I think discourse is the fundamental of democracy, is it not?
Yeah,
You know, reasonable public discourse is what we should have in order to hash out things, and that it's like the the it's just the place of ideas. You know what I mean? If you're too afraid to tell your idea or speak your mind, as long as it's not in a crazy way, then you're not in the right society. It's not a free society.
no,
You know, speech is the first thing you should have the freedom to do.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, it's getting kind of crazy out there, but I think common sense will prevail eventually. You know, it's kind of, you even feel it in the back of your mind when you're talking to people. You don't want to say the wrong thing,
yeah,
and I feel like it's only come out since COVID. Things have kind of gotten nuts since then, and society's changed in a weird way.
Well, do you remember how people were protesting COVID, and then like everyone was calling them clowns, or you're denouncing science,
Mm-hmm.
and then fast forward 3 years later, and it turns out, everything about COVID wasn't a conspiracy. It was pretty damn true.
Well, even now, people still space out 6 feet in the grocery store just by habit.
Yeah,
It's weird. People don't get close to each other anymore. Even what I find with interactions is kind of funny. Before the pandemic and then after the pandemic, you ask somebody what they're doing, they always say relaxing or
Yeah.
chilling. They never tell you what they're doing. I think it stems from during the pandemic when the government said you can call in on your neighbor if they have friends over or family over, more than 4 people or whatever. So people stopped telling people what they were doing on the weekend.
yeah.
And now the habit just kind of continued. It's like,
Trying to be a little more low key.
yeah, like
I remember during the pandemic, we threw a couple parties,
oh yeah.
and man, and we posted about it too, which was probably not the smartest thing. But I remember one time I think it was for my birthday,
Okay.
and we threw a big party at my dad's acreage,
Mhm.
and the comments, like a lot of different family members, people are like, Joel, this is so irresponsible. My kids haven't seen their friends in almost a year. I'm like, well, I'm sorry.
That's your choice.
Yeah, that's your choice. Maybe don't be a shitty parent.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, think about all the public leaders, like the government leaders who it came out that they were at parties, no masks, having a great old time. It's like, and then you find out later that most of that was just BS. It's wild.
Well, rules for
thee, but not for me.
exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how that works. You know, I think, yeah, everything's just changed since then. Society's different. People don't want to be around people and
No.
talk. Not everybody, but when you go to the grocery store or places like that, it's not the same as it was before.
No, the craziness of COVID.
Yeah,
We could do a whole episode on that.
we could.
I was going through my photos the other day,
Mm-hmm.
and I think this was like 2021, and me and Kelly were at Superstore, and I shit you not, there was 2 people. They were wearing those welding helmets that gives you like supplied air,
Yeah.
and they had on like rubber gloves, the whole thing. And I looked at Kelly, I'm like, this isn't real, right?
Yeah.
This can't be that crazy. But fast forward today, you still see people like rocking a mask out in public.
Dude, you see people driving in their car by themselves with the mask or walking outside by themselves with a mask on
Yeah,
in the fresh air.
Yeah.
I've seen it this summer.
And I mean, like in the beginning, a lot of people, like I wore a mask in the beginning, and then like later on, I was just like, why the hell are we doing this? Like it was proven that it didn't do anything.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it was just so much silliness in that, like to think about, like, because when did it kick off? It was like what, 2020?
It was March 2020.
March 2020. So that's when it like officially kicked off, and then it ended in what, 2023?
Yeah, I'd say
Maybe
fully
just
gone.
about 2024. It was
No,
kind of no.
I think it was 2022. It really started to dive off, but like things didn't really. I don't know. it's kind of a blur.
right?
Kind of
That's
feels
what
like
I
a blur
mean.
now.
It feels so weird that like, oh, so long ago.
Yeah.
I think 20 years we'll look back on that. It's like, remember that time where everyone followed exactly what the government did and didn't question it? And then the people who did question it were called crazy.
Yeah.
And fast forward a few years later, it's like, well, maybe those people weren't that crazy.
And fast forward a few years later, and people still believe
Right?
the original narrative.
Well, do you see some of the? I see people like getting their booster. I'm like, what? We're still peddling that bullshit,
dude. Where is it? I've never even heard of anybody getting COVID in forever. Like a long time.
Well, it's like now it's like you get sick. It's like, oh, do you got COVID? I'm like, no, I think it's just the common cold, dude.
Yeah. Where'd the common cold go?
Yeah. Nope. During COVID, it was, oh no, you're not sick. You got COVID.
Yeah. Well, I thought this is kind of a conspiracy theory, but I just thought of my own. They told you so much every day, all day, what the symptoms were, and then you start getting a cold, and you start thinking you have those symptoms. Imagine it was just that. Like you got the cold, you had a cold.
It was
but those symptoms were made up in your mind because of how much you were told what the symptoms
what's
were.
that called? It's like a placebo.
Yeah, kind of like that. Obviously, I don't know if that's true or not, but
I'm sure there's some fact around that.
Pretty
part.
wild though when you think about it.
Did you ever ended up getting COVID?
Yeah, I had it once or twice or something like that.
I got it twice. One time I got it really bad, and I was like really sick for like I think 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I lost my smell and taste, but like anytime, even before COVID, anytime I got sick, first thing that went was my like taste. And then after that, I think I got it again, but I only got it for like 4 or 5 days. But like once again, like it hit me pretty hard. It was just like a really nasty cold. And a lot of people overreacted about it.
Well, to some degree, I don't blame them because of how much they blew it up in the media. All day, every day, COVID numbers, COVID deaths, all this stuff.
Yeah.
But then, you find out they incentivized hospitals to mark it down as a COVID death to boost the numbers, I assume, and just, you know what I mean?
You know what kind of pissed me off is when TV shows started putting COVID into the shows.
Yeah, Shameless was ruined. We just started watching season 8, and I was like, I can't watch this anymore.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Well, I remember in Grey's Anatomy, Kelly loves that show, and then they started doing it, and it's like, oh my gosh, like I like watching TV because it gives you an escape from like real life shit. Yeah. And now they're bringing real life shit into it, and I'm like, oh my goodness, like,
I just can't. I cringe.
Can we not?
Cringe. Yeah.
It's like anytime something crazy happens, they always have to incorporate it into like a certain show. Like I remember when Roe versus Wade got turned over, and it was a show we were watching, New Amsterdam, and like once the decision came down in the show, it was like everyone's phone was blowing up, like there was like a nuclear bomb that went off, and it's like everyone looks at their phone, and then people start crying. And then the one doctor in the show is like, what happened? What's going on? And the guy's like, they turned over Roe versus Wade. And the guy's like, oh, no. I'm like,
if that's not a sign that they're pushing things through TV.
And like huge eye roll. And then they were pushing like the BLM shit into it.
Which that turned out to be an insane debacle, didn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of fraud happened there. They were buying houses with all the money.
All the mansions.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, that I love that one too.
That's funny. Yeah.
So many people are like, oh, you don't support BLM? I'm like, nah, not really.
No, not the movement. No.
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone should have equal rights.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's a Black Lives Matter issue.
We currently all have equal rights under the law.
Yeah.
We all do.
It's like when people tell you you got white privilege. I was like, what the fuck is white privilege?
Yeah. I don't know what that is, buddy. I work my butt off all day, every day to get ahead.
And it like saying something like, oh, the color of your skin, you don't have the same opportunity. I'm like, isn't that a racist statement to say?
That is.
And I always tell them, like, hey, you, like, let's say you as a black man or a brown guy or a Chinese guy, what can you do or what can I do that you can't do? Well, it's not this. Oh, okay, well, tell me. What is it? Because if you look towards Canada, it's like minorities seem to get a better leg up than, the whites do.
100%. 100%.
So it's just like, I don't hear it anyway, oh, you got, foreign privilege.
The thing that bothers me also with the whole black and white thing is that was in the States.
Yeah.
Canada had the Underground Railroad and we brought people up here. So you're kind of putting all white people under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
Even when that girl got attacked on the train, it's like, oh, she was a refugee from Ukraine who escaped. She had nothing to do with the slavery in the States back in the 1700s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's racist in itself.
Well, it's like
It makes
that.
no sense.
It's like the agenda for all white people. All white people are racist. You can't be racist towards white people.
Yeah.
And all white people are colonizers.
We're all bad. Meanwhile, we've created the most clean, civilized societies that the earth has ever seen.
Yeah. It's like, do you know who freed the slaves?
If we're so racist, there wouldn't be a colored person in any of our countries.
Mhm.
If that's how racist.
But like,
we
do you know who freed the slaves?
White people.
White people.
500,000 white people died for them.
Yeah. And it's just, it's insane. It's like, well, what just passed this last week was Truth and Reconciliation Day. You know how many times like people were talking about that to me? Like, oh, what's your take on this? Because everyone wants to hear my take on it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, I think it's a bit of a scam.
It is.
It's like the No Child Left Behind thing. Like, remember in Kamloops, it was like 2021. They said there was all those mass graves of all the kids. Turns out there was 0.
Yeah.
Not 1.
Yep.
And then every big brand like Tim's came out with an orange shirt, and it was just a huge fucking money grab.
I didn't realize what was happening when I seen people downtown wearing orange shirts. I was like, that's pre-Halloween. It was like orange shirt with black blouse. I'm like,
yeah,
is it Halloween costume? And then I read the shirt and it was like Truth and Reconciliation. I had no idea that was a thing.
Well, yeah. And it's like, dude, how much Indigenous people get?
We've been paying billions of dollars a year for a while.
Oh, dude, I was looking it up on the day, and just between 2024 and 2025 now, they've gotten over $24.3 billion given to them. Not to mention, there's a $43.2 billion settlement that they're getting for this. It's like child welfare settlement they were doing. I don't know all the ins and outs of that, but it was saying, the mistreatment of Indigenous children back in the day. And I was like, okay, sure.
When's enough? That's my question. And not only that, when does it end? If you go to the same psychologist every week and you talk about your problems over and over and over again every day and think about it every day, you never get over it.
No.
There's no reconciliation.
Yeah.
There's no reconciling that because they keep thinking that we're the problem. There was nothing here when we got here. We built it. They have more rights than we do. They should be the richest people in this country.
Oh, yeah. Well, I think I read something. It was like since, I don't know if it was 2005 or 95, but the total amount of money that they've been given from the Canadian government is damn near $1 trillion, which would make them the most established demographic in Canada.
They could have built like huge high-rise cities.
Yeah, they could have been Dubai times 10.
They could have been Dubai. Exactly.
Now, how we treated the Indigenous, people of Canada early on, yeah, it was terrible.
Sure.
But I don't think we need to be paying it for the rest of our lives.
No,
There's a certain point where it's like, if they want to keep their way of life, on the reserves, I get that. But at what point, like, have you been to a reserve in Canada?
I've seen some of them, yeah.
They're fucking terrible.
Yeah, well, where are the billions going?
That's what I mean. It's like this money gets handed off to these leaders, and then somehow it doesn't get displaced properly.
Well, they build casinos and then they profit off of it.
Yeah.
Where's that profit going? Is it not helping the people?
No, it should be. Like,
I'm for the
they should
people.
all be like set for life.
Yeah.
And it's like, instead of segregating everyone, like it's us, them, it's like we all need to come to, like you even said it before, we need to stop, identifying different people and just say, hey, we're all Canadian.
Yeah, we should all be under one. We need to have the same creed and the same values as a country, or else we're going to keep having this tribalism war, culture war. It will never end. We have to come together as a people, and we have to just put the past in the past. I know it's a white man saying that, but it's like, okay, how long are we going to keep being angry at each other? How are we going to live peacefully side by side and work together and build the greatest country in the world if we keep fighting, if infighting? It doesn't work.
No.
It does not work at all.
Well, if we constantly keep on bringing up the past and saying, "Oh, look what you guys did," it's like we never move forward.
Never.
It's like if you have a fight with somebody and you constantly bring up, you did this, it's like, okay, well, we're never gonna, move forward. And I'm bad at that sometimes. Like when me and my wife fight, I'll bring up something from the past, and it's like it doesn't get you anywhere.
No, it
What's
doesn't.
been done is done. Let's move forward. And you know what? If they want to keep their own way of life, okay, well, let's make them their own, like, not sovereign people, but I mean, let them govern their own people. I know there's like
They do that
the
now.
res cops and stuff, but like we have to stop funding it.
We have to stop funding it.
If they don't want to
Yeah.
join, then you guys got to start, producing and making and, taking care of your own people.
The problem is, think about this. Think about somebody who's on welfare, like somebody who's on the dole, who's given money, even from like a rich kid who has no ambition. They've been given money their whole life, spoon fed.
Mhm.
When you take that spoon away, they've got nothing, no skills, nothing to fall back on. So we're not even helping them. We're not helping those people. We're helping the select few people who are getting the money, and they're enriching themselves. The other people, they're struggling. I see them downtown; they're struggling.
Yeah.
And I heard something too, just to be on their side a little bit, is that in order for you to get the money from the government, you have to be living on the res.
Yeah.
You have to operate a business on the res in order to get those benefits.
Mhm.
So it's not like they have blanket,
I know a lot of people say, "Oh, you don't have to pay taxes." I'm like, no, they only don't have to pay taxes if they're actually only living on the reserve.
Yes.
But once they leave the reserve, they pay everything exactly the same as you and I would.
Yep.
But it's like people don't want to hear two, white men talking about this, two colonizers. By the way, I want to get a shirt made that says #1 colonizer.
Yeah.
Just because I'm so tired of hearing that.
It's crazy. Like, what would this world be like if white people didn't colonize? Look at the other parts of the world. It'd be complete chaos.
Yeah.
There's dysfunction, disarray. Look at Africa. I'm not picking on Africa, but it's one of the richest continents in the world. Complete disaster.
Yeah.
They've been around for thousands of years. The civilization's been there forever, and it hasn't progressed.
No.
They still live in mud huts in some parts of the continent, and it's just I can't figure it out.
When is enough?
Yeah, like stop blaming us. Let's all work together, and that we can live mostly peaceful. It's never going to be completely peaceful on Earth unless everybody follows the Bible exactly to a T, as much as they can, as often as they can.
I mean, if everyone just would accept Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior, Christ is King,
buddy,
everyone got on board, we'd be great.
It would be heaven on earth.
Unfortunately, we're not there yet. I know one day it will be.
I had a conversation with some Jehovah's earlier today and on Wednesday, and the first pamphlet they brought me on Wednesday was about war on Earth and also how to bring peace to Earth again.
Yeah.
And they talked about kind of a utopia sort of way that when Jesus comes back and he strikes down all the evil and everyone can live in abundance. And I was like, you know what? That sounds great, but you really need him to come now. And you know what I mean? And to do that, that'd be the only way, is if everybody was on the same, way of thinking, the same path, and the same value structure. And then we could live somewhat peaceful, because at the end of the day, we still sin. We're still human beings. So we still have a destructive nature to ourselves. But I think that, if we all walk the same path, we could probably get it done.
Well, if you look at all the Christian nations, like they're pretty well established, and you look at other nations that follow different religions, Islam especially, Islam, as much as people claim it's the, religion of peace, it's quite the opposite.
It certainly is. And that could bring us to our first topic, if you'd like.
Yes. Speaking of Africa, what's going on in Nigeria?
So in Nigeria today, we have this going on. So here's a little video that we have. And it talks about the stuff going on here in...
Basically, Christians are being slaughtered by the thousands. I think it's up to now 52,000 Christians have been slaughtered by Islamist extremists, you could say, in Africa. And even or not Africa, that's a continent. The Nigerian government's not even denouncing it. So it's like you have to think like, okay, is the president of Nigeria, is he a Muslim?
That's
and
a good
it's like a
question.
lot of people are saying like, oh, why isn't this getting any coverage? You don't hear any big media outlet talking about what's going on in Nigeria right now.
And you even have Bill Maher here on this Sky News Network, and he's not a religious person whatsoever, and he even thinks it's crazy.
Oh yeah, well he was like pretty far left,
Yeah,
and he's definitely coming more right side, and I think people are starting to get upset. But it's like, look what's happening.
it's okay to change your mind.
Yeah.
It's okay to think differently.
All right, roll this clip. Let's hear this.
Rolling the clip.
Joining us now is Bernard Tutunji, National Director of Aid to the Church in Need in Australia and New Zealand. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Can we just start off by listening to what Bill Maher had to say?
I mean, the fact that this issue has not gotten on people's radar.
Right, no one's talking about it.
It's pretty amazing. If you don't know what's going on in Nigeria, your media sources suck. You are in a bubble. Not, and again, I'm not a Christian, but they are systematically killing the Christians in Nigeria. They've killed over 100,000 since 2009. They've burned 18,000 churches. This is so much more. These are the Islamists, Boko Haram. This is so much more of a genocide attempt than what is going on in Gaza. They are literally attempting to wipe out the Christian population of an entire country. Where are the kids protesting this?
That's a really good question. Funny how that's never talked about in the news.
Well, I was gonna say, if it doesn't involve the Jews, it usually doesn't make the news.
No,
So
good one. Good
Right?
one. Not hating on the Jews, by the way. Just saying.
Talk about it, so thank you.
Absolutely.
Bernard, he makes such an excellent point that this is largely being ignored by the media, and there are plenty of young people who are happy to go out and demonstrate against Israel and taking part in pro-Palestine demonstrations, yet are silent about what's happening in Nigeria. Why do you think this is?
Look, thanks, Gabriella. Problem one, I think it's being generally ignored because most people don't know about it. But problem two, why is it being ignored by the mainstream news? Look, the mainstream news media cares about what it wants to care about. And we know that two groups get little airtime, Africans and Christians. It's really the precise reason that one of Aid to the Church in Need's core works is around advocacy. For 25 years, we've published what we call the Religious Freedom in the World Report, global overview, 196 countries, 900 pages. It looks at where people can practice their faith, all faiths, and where they face discrimination, oppression, or outright persecution. And at one point, there were 4 of these major global reports on religious freedom. Today, there are just 2. There's the US State Department and our report. And even that tells you something. Ours is unique because it's the only non-governmental report that looks at Christian principles and the on-the-ground realities. But to be honest, it's the value of networks like Sky News, presenters like yourself, bringing this to the fore.
There are reports, one by Nigeria-based human rights NGO International Society for Civil Liberties and the Rule of Law Inter-Society, found that there's an average of more than 30 Christians in Nigeria being killed every single day. More than 7,000 Christians have been killed in Nigeria this year. Yet Nigeria has pushed back against reports such as those. Its Ministry of Foreign Affairs saying earlier that this year that there's plenty of misinformation and misleading reports regarding the supposed targeted killings of Christians. Can I get your response to that?
Yeah, the government's speaking nonsense and hoping the world doesn't pay attention. Nigeria today is an epicenter of Christian martyrdom. Since the year 2000, more than 60,000 Christians have been murdered by Islamist groups like Boko Haram, heavily armed Fulani militia. Our organisation's 2023 report I mentioned places Nigeria firmly in the red category, meaning it's persecution, it's not just discrimination. You know, what makes Nigeria unique is that Christians are not even a tiny minority. They make up almost half the population, 100 million people, yet they live as if they're second-class citizens, especially in the north. The Nigerian government's failed to take any meaningful action to prevent attacks, and the violence is relentless. In Benue State alone, one diocese recorded 93 villages attacked, 330 farmers killed in just a year. This past June, a couple months ago, another attack in Benue. A gunman raided a town, killed 100 people, forced 4,000 to leave. And it's not just killings, Gabriella. We're speaking of abductions, burned villages, destruction of churches, millions forced into camps where they lack even the basics. And every single day, Nigerian Christians wake up to the fresh news of kidnappings or attacks. It's not sporadic.
Okay, pause it there. So
That's crazy.
why isn't CNN? Why isn't NSNBC, Fox News,
Yeah.
BBC? Why is nobody covering this? Is it because they're Christian?
Is it because they're African? Are they discriminating against Africans?
Yeah. Where's all the people lining up? Where's the protest for this?
I've got a good idea. How about we pull all funding worldwide to the Nigerian government? How about we do that?
Yeah.
That will wake them up a little bit. No more funding. Nobody comes in or out. You got to do something about your problems.
Yeah. Well, that one, I sent you a photo, and it kind of puts it into perspective. This one. So people who are just listening, this photo, it reads, it's a cartoon picture. And what it says, 52,000 Christians have been murdered in Nigeria this year. Why is nobody talking about it? And it shows 2 doors, and it says, save Nigerian Christians, and that nobody's walking towards it. And then it says, free Palestine, and there's just a line of people going through that door.
And the little text here says, more than 19,000 churches have been destroyed and millions of believers have been displaced from their homes by Islamic extremists.
Remember, Islam is the religion of peace?
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing, but it doesn't really seem like that anywhere, actually.
Nope.
That's kind of weird.
So why is it that, we hear so much about what, Israel is doing to Palestine, but yet we don't hear anything about what these, Boko Haram and these crazy Islam extremists are doing to Christians?
Yeah,
Like, do you think it doesn't sound as sexy?
I guess not.
Instead of the Jews going after the Muslims, it's Christians, so it's not that big of a deal.
Well, who are the owners of the media outlets? That's a good question. That's a good place to start. Who runs those? Who pushes the stories?
Right?
I guess everybody should look into that.
Yeah.
Find
I
out
would
who
say.
that is.
And I think there's another clip of a guy who was a former, this guy here. So he's a former Muslim who turned to Christ, and he has a little take on the difference between Islam and Christianity.
All right, let's play the clip.
Okay.
Not all Muslims are violent, but all Islam is violent.
Okay.
It's the same as Christianity. Not all Christians are holy, but Christianity is holy. So when you see a Christian in the street get drunk, beat his wife up, you're like, that's not a Christian. The foundation of Christianity is holiness. But Islam in general, when you see a nice Muslim in the street, just because that Muslim is nice, it does not mean that's Islam. Islam is a violent religion. Muhammad was a warlord who went around killing Christians, Jews, anyone that got in his way. Christianity, as you said, Christianity spread through the blood of the martyrs. Islam spread through the blood of its enemies. Christianity was spread through the blood of Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Christianity is a religion of peace. Islam is a religion of war. When people say Muhammad, may peace be upon him, they can't say Muhammad without saying may peace be upon him. I say no, we need to change it to may the police be upon him. Literally, this guy, wherever he goes, Muhammad, there's war. And I hope Muslims are listening to me. If you're a kind, loving, caring Muslim, you're not a Muslim, because you're not following the Quran. The Quran commands you to kill me. The Quran commands you to kill the infidels. Muhammad literally says, kill the infidels wherever you find them.
I think a Muslim would say, well, yes, but it's interpretation of those verses. And then they'll say there are verses in the Quran they match elements of Christianity.
When people say, you're misinterpreting, I'm like, okay, let's just look at the founder. Muhammad, Jesus. Muhammad said, kill the infidel. Jesus said, love your enemies. Muhammad said, before he died, Muhammad said, may Allah curse the Jews and the Christians. Jesus, before he died, said, Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they do. Muhammad owned slaves and them. Jesus honored women and covered them. Muhammad, the woman caught in adultery, stoned her to death. Jesus, the woman caught in adultery, said, neither do I condemn you, go and sin no more. Muhammad literally commands men that they can beat their wives up. Jesus commands men to love their wives. I love the Muslims, but I hate Islam. I love the Muslims and I want them to come to Christ.
Wow.
Amen. I liked how he said that.
Yeah, he said that very well.
Well, I think I even have touched on that before. Islam is, a religion of, it seems like, hate.
Mm-hmm.
And Christianity is a religion of, peace. Like forgiveness. Like forgiveness is the biggest thing. Like love thy enemy.
Well, the big thing is that when you talk to Muslims about Islam, I haven't personally, but I've seen tons of videos online, especially in England, where you question them about their religion, they get very defensive and very angry. Whereas if you do that to a Christian, they don't.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny how if you can't defend your position.
Yeah. Or it's like I've seen
angry.
these, these Christian guys on the street, preaching the gospels, and then a Muslim will come up and say something,
Mm-hmm.
and they'll question like, "Oh, you've never read the Quran?" And he goes, "Well, I have read the Quran. I actually have a Quran right here," and he'll read a verse to them, and then they look, dumbfounded. They're like, "Well, yeah,"
Mm-hmm.
because most Muslims haven't read the Quran. And that goes for Christians too. Most Christians haven't read the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's a pretty good difference between Islam and Christianity. Like I have, friends who are what you would say are Muslim. And like he said, yeah, not all Muslims are hateful, but
Mhm.
all of Islam is.
Mm-hmm.
And I would have to agree with that.
Yeah, I think so too. I know a few Muslims. I've met a few on my path in life so far, and none of them are crazy. None of them are crazy extremists at all. They're
No.
very nice people.
I've seen clips and interviews of certain, people who identify as Muslims in Canada, and they said some pretty outlandish shit.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
like personally, I can't say I've ever met someone like that. Well, who will say it to me anyways?
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's just like, well, that is what your religion preaches. That's what your, Prophet Muhammad says to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you can't really discount it. Do you remove them all to save the many, or do you risk keeping some to possibly protect a few? I don't know.
Well, you look at a lot of these countries who are taking in a lot of these, Muslim refugees or foreigners, and
Mm-hmm.
look at the crime rate going up, rape, murder, honor killings.
Mm-hmm. Stonings.
Yeah. And it's like, you go to England, man, that place is lost.
It's gone.
Like there's places in England where they follow Sharia law.
Yep. I've heard there's some places in England that are no-go zones.
Yeah. Like the police say, don't go there.
Yeah.
I'm like, how are you letting this happen?
Mm-hmm. That seems like a settlement, not that's definitely not integration.
No.
If you don't come to a country, they always say they come for a better life.
Yeah.
That's what I always hear. Even like people here, like that are Canadian, who say, "Oh, they're just coming here for a better life." Why aren't they adapting the values and the principles that we live by then, that created the society in the first place?
Yeah.
They're not coming here to
Don't bring
integrate.
your, baggage and bullshit over here.
Well,
And
then this place just becomes the same as what you left. And honestly, I think that's what the game plan is. It seems like that anyways.
Well, it's like that's part of the, Islam like faith, is like you're supposed to spread it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like Western countries, you see a lot of people are not putting up with it no more.
No, the
Like-
tolerance is going away.
Like the call to prayer, like in the middle of the street, like get out of here.
It's destructive. It's trying to take over power. It's control mechanisms is what
And
it
it's
is.
like, as much as people don't want to admit it, Canada, it was a Christian country.
Mm-hmm.
United States was a Christian country. Like
Mm-hmm.
maybe not so much now, but it was founded on Christian values.
Mm-hmm.
And look at all the countries, like I said earlier, that have strong Christian values. They seem to be doing a lot better off. And look
Oh,
at the
yeah.
countries that follow, like, I forget how you say that. Like it's mostly predominantly like Islam, and the countries are not good.
Nope.
You have the few ones here and there, but they're pretty open.
Well, let's look at Saudi Arabia, Dubai, like the UAE.
Yeah.
They're Muslim countries, but they've done it well.
Yeah.
They keep out this. They don't allow the Muslim Brotherhood in there. They keep the extremists out.
Yeah.
They're not about that. Those will be the nice Muslims that he's talking about.
Yeah.
And they still live differently than we do. They have strict laws.
Well, I think the
whatever.
UAE just said that people who aren't Muslim that come to the country are now allowed to drink.
Yep.
Because before they weren't, and it's just like they realized, like, hey, no one wants to come here because we have, this kind of ideology.
Mm-hmm.
But don't come to my country and bring that shit here.
No.
Because that's something I'm willing to fight you for, and that's something I'm willing to die for.
Mm-hmm. Well, it'd be a takeover, right?
Yeah.
And it's like a soft takeover is what it is. It's a silent takeover.
Yeah.
Because they're not bringing guns and shooting people. They're just getting into positions of power, and through immigration, they bring in people into the districts. They all come into one district. They all vote for the same person because not every Canadian goes out to vote.
Well,
They
look
think
in the
they're- you know what I
States,
mean?
like, what is it in Pennsylvania?
Dearborn, Michigan.
Yeah. Fuck. That place is gone.
Yep.
Like we talked about that in the other episode. They do the
Mhm.
call to prayer all the time.
5 a.m. wake up call.
Yep. No, don't do that shit here.
They tried to build a mega city in Texas.
That won't go good.
No, it's crazy. It's not respectful at all, and that's the problem. Is that we're too respectful and we're too tolerant.
Yeah. But
And,
tolerant is like you're not being tolerant. You're being weak.
You're being weak. Exactly. It's
Like
not.
if you're
it's
not willing
tolerance,
to
it's
stand
weakness.
up and like make a stand on what you firmly believe in, and like yes, I stand on. I'm a Christian. I wouldn't say I'm the best Christian. Clearly, we've heard me talk about things on this episode or on
Sure.
this podcast before, but I'm not just gonna roll over.
No.
And let these people come in, take over, and force their ideology on me.
What do you think is going to happen? I don't know. Understand what these people think are going to happen when they do take if they ever did take over, and they have the majority. You think they're gonna immediately impose Sharia law?
Yeah.
All women will be covered up. Any gays will be thrown off buildings.
Yeah, I like to see all the Free Palestine people. Like, hey,
Love
you
to
want
see it.
this here? Just see what happens when it comes.
Well, if you don't believe us or don't believe me, look at videos of their country.
Yeah.
You can find it on the internet. Look what they're doing. You can see how their society functions right now.
Look at
And
the
that's-
UK.
Yeah, look at the UK. The
Like,
UK is
It's
in bad shape.
it's cooked. And that kind of leads us into the next one, what happened at the synagogue. So if you want to read this headline.
Yeah, so in Manchester, this is what happened here. So UK police say deadly rampage at Manchester synagogue was a terrorist attack. So after attack on Yom Kippur kills 2 Jewish residents. So they're attacking the Jews here.
So this Islamist extremist, his first name should be the biggest red flag. Do you know what his first name was?
Do you want to play it? It's a minute 41. We can play it.
Sure. His
Okay.
first name was Jihad, by the way.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And to attack
crazy.
these people on which is the holiest day of the year, Yom Kippur.
Really?
Yeah. So I actually haven't watched this clip yet.
Okay, let's see what it says.
And based on
Oh, ad.
Okay, we've got an ad.
chaos.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, we'll read the thing in the meantime. An assailant drove a car into people outside a synagogue in northern England on Thursday and then began stabbing them. So I guess gun laws don't really matter because they'll just grab knives, right?
Mm-hmm.
Killing 2 and seriously wounding 4 in a terrorist attack on the holiest day of the Jewish year, police said. Okay, here we go.
Our specialist teams are now leading the investigation into what happened at Heaton Park Hebrew Congregation Synagogue and working closely with Greater Manchester Police. As we do this, those who have been killed and injured are at the forefront of our minds, as are their families, friends, and all of those who love them. An attack on our Jewish community today on Yom Kippur is devastating. Communities across the UK would normally be marking this holy day are now grieving and worried about their safety. And I want to be clear, UK policing is mobilising, and it's mobilising fast. Police forces are stepping up patrols across the country at synagogues and Jewish sites, and more widely to provide reassurance to all those communities who have been affected by this incident. At Counter-Terrorism Police, we're deploying all of our capabilities in response to what has happened. And we have resources from across our network involved. We will ensure every piece of intelligence and line of inquiry is interrogated. We're working closely with the security services to ensure we have a full intelligence picture in the coming days and weeks. Following events in Crumpsall today, I'd also like to ask the public to remain vigilant. Please report anything that doesn't feel right to the police and be alert to what is happening in your own communities. Thank you.
Maybe this will mean that they're going to stop showing up to British citizens' houses over Facebook posts and they'll actually focus on real crime.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what's going to happen in the UK because
Maybe
it's pretty
stop
pathetic.
letting all these people into your fucking country.
Yep.
And like this is what's happening.
Yep.
Like scroll down a bit. So I read a little bit on this earlier today. So this guy was also convicted of rape and was let out. And Where is his name?
Right here. Jihad al-Shami, a 35-year-old British citizen of Syrian descent, who went to the UK as a young child and became a citizen in 2006. An initial check of records showed he was not part of a UK counter-terror program that tries to identify people at risk for being radicalized.
His first name is Jihad.
Jihad, yeah.
You're telling me you didn't see one fucking red flag there?
You know, let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he changed it afterwards because you can legally change your name. Maybe.
Yeah.
But even that should flag in the system.
Not just that, but this guy was convicted of rape and he was let out.
Yeah, well, they let the Muslim rape gangs go on for over a decade now, a couple decades.
And I like how the police guy was saying, like, hey, asking the public basically like not to react. Oh, you mean don't
react?
Don't react to this overwhelming populace that is doing this kind of hateful shit all the time?
Yeah, you attack a synagogue on their holy day? Like, that's just sending a message.
I have no ties to the Jewish faith or the Jewish people, but clearly they're being targeted.
They're definitely being targeted by these people. We'll think Free Palestine in every country, every Western country.
Yeah. Well, do you know what the number one name in the UK was?
Muhammad. Yeah.
And you know what? This is what happens.
Yep.
They're taking over.
They're colonizing.
Yeah.
They're the colonizers.
Ooh, they're the new colonizer.
Maybe we should put number 2 on the shirt then, because they're number 1 right now.
Colonizer number 2.
Yeah, there you go.
Former colonizer.
Colonizer now being colonized.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. We've got one post here. I'll just show briefly. So this is actually in Canada. So this isn't really tied to the Muslim people or anything like that, but 592 places of worship burned in 12 years, and liberals don't give a damn, according to Terry Newman. So a lot of these are attributed to arson. So it's deliberate, I can't see it all, but deliberate burnings of churches in Canada.
Where's the young people protesting this?
Yeah, no one seems to be protesting that. Like,
it seems like there's a trend. Like if it's not against Jews or Christians, it's like no one wants to talk about it.
It's if you're white or Christian, then you just don't get talked about. They're erasing that culture of people. That's what they're doing.
Well, I think Pierre he caught some heat over it, saying that Christians are like the number one targeted demographic right now in Canada. Let's roll this clip.
All right, we'll roll the clip. All right, just bear with me for a second, guys. And right there. Okay, let's roll the clip.
I think it's terrible. Know that the government is not doing enough, and I would do a lot more. So let's recap where we are. 100 churches have been burned. You hear almost nothing from the Liberal government about this. Christians may be the number one group that is victims of hate-based violence. But of course, it's not politically correct to say that. 100 terrorist attacks against Canadian churches. This anti-Christian hate has got to stop. We've seen with this Liberal government is the number of things they've done to allow this. One, they've separated people into groups. Their ideology seeks to identity politics divides one group against another, and then we're surprised when that leads to violence. Two, the Liberals have reduced criminal penalties for arson, so people are not afraid to get caught burning things down anymore. And three, they have failed to put law enforcement resources where they belong, which is to say going after criminals rather than targeting farmers, duck hunters, and professional sports shooters. So conservatives would take exactly the opposite approach. We would bring in mandatory prison sentences for extortionists. We would crack down on hate crime, which is more than doubled under the Liberals, with tougher laws that throw criminals in prison. We just make sure that the foreign criminals that are in our country illegally are kicked out of Canada. And we would redirect resources away from banning duck hunters, farmers, and sports shooters towards more police and border services that will keep all Canadians safe.
Wow. There's some funny comments on here if you want to go into those at all.
Yeah, read me some.
So this one guy, maybe a guy, said liberals will say those fires were started by lit candles. Muslim quote-unquote friends say, oh, it's insurance fraud. Maybe a few is possible, but have you seen how many lately? It's jihadist terrorism happening right under our noses. Liberal cuck voters won't listen.
Oh, yeah. It's like he's the first politician I've heard talk about it.
Yeah, finally he's talking about his base.
Yeah.
Finally he's bringing it up. He's been pandering. Maybe he's making a comeback. It's something I can get behind. You're actually being a person and talking about the people who are voting for you.
I'd vote for him again.
Yeah, me too. But he's got to focus on the real issues here. Like the House of Commons has just become theater. It's just theater. It's just clowns going back and forth. Like, why not talk about real stuff, talk about facts, and make them? They have to answer the questions. It's just.
I don't even like the way they do it.
I can't
it's like
even
they stand up, they say this one bit. It's like a one-liner, and then they sit down and the people clap.
There's no real debate or discourse.
I'm like,
it's just
you guys keep on talking shit, but nothing happens.
Yep.
It's like the liberal government shuts it down, the conservative government comes back with another thing, and it's like we're not getting anywhere. We need to redo, like how you were saying. Like we need to get rid of, the Canadian law.
We need to eliminate the whole thing and restart. We need to rebuild the whole government.
Yeah.
And we need actual rights as people, because they just seem to throw it away whenever they want, invoking the Emergencies Act when they want and when they please. Like it's kind of scary that, people believe that because their quote unquote team is in the office right now, that they are 100% safe. While we're infighting and fighting each other and not worrying about the actual issues that are going on, they're passing law after law after law under our noses. It's not publicized.
Yeah.
You have to really research this stuff in order to find it. Nowadays, it's starting to come out more because people are starting to pay attention to what's going on in our government. But we're fighting distracted, and then they're just passing laws that affect all of us.
Yeah.
It's not like because your team's in, you're getting tax breaks. Like if you were a liberal voter and your team's in and they're giving you tax breaks, okay, I could understand it, but they're screwing us all equally.
Yeah.
It's not like because your team's in there, you're getting a break because you're not. And now all these boomers who are typically liberal voters, all of them who have paid houses, they're coming after your equity tax, man. Good job. Meanwhile, Pierre was going to lower the income tax to 15%. Now you can say, oh, it's just a propaganda coming from his team to get in office. But they're literally taking money that's yours. They're taxing you, and you have to come up with that money. You can't take it out of your. You could take it out loan back off your mortgage, or else you have to pay cash. What are you guys going to do with your $1 million homes now? The home prices have gone up since the 1980s and 90s, and they're worth $1 million. You have to pay 30% on that. Do you have $300,000 just sitting in your bank account ready to go to pay the government for what? For them to just waste it and piss it away and send it to other countries and fund transgender research on monkeys? Like, wake up, people.
Nicely said.
You know what I mean? It's like we're all getting screwed here. Why don't we just team up and focus on the issues, the core issues that affect us all? Groceries, property tax, income tax, all of these things. Like even the boomers now, their CPP's getting nailed.
Yeah.
But yet they have money to fund asylum seekers, $81,000 in total benefits, paying their mortgage, paying food allowances. But yet we have homeless people here. If you guys are really Team Canada, then you would focus on these issues.
Focus on Canadians first.
Focus on Canadians first.
Yeah.
Like they love OPM, other people's money. They love spending it. Meanwhile, they give themselves raises, and our country just continues to go on the downfall. Our debt's been like almost tripled at this point. We don't even know because there's no budget.
Yeah. Do you know what they said the average retiring age of a Canadian is now?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was 70 plus.
No, it's 72.
72.
72 years old.
A lot of people have come out of retirement to go back to work because they can't afford to live.
No. Fuck no.
Mm-hmm.
Like the price of everything is insane.
It's crazy. And they just keep taxing you. Like you don't even own your own home. You pay property tax and that keeps going up. It's like...
Oh, property tax. That's another freaking thing.
It's a scam.
It's like you own your home, but not really.
Yeah. And
the minute you stop paying that, we own your home.
Yeah, well, and the roads are full of potholes, and you're paying your municipal. It's basically municipal tax is what it is.
Yeah,
you're paying the city, and it keeps going up and up. It's if you don't pay that, they come and take your house. You know, it's wild. Like, we need to start joining together, uniting together, building our communities again, where we actually talk to each other and we have discourse, and we just put the politics aside for a second and think about what matters. Family, being able to live comfortably, enjoying yourself. You spend 65 years of your life working every day. You don't even get to enjoy this beautiful earth that we have. It's really depressing. Like,
Quentin for Prime Minister,
I think
2029.
Thank you. Hopefully, I think people are starting to wake up to this fact, though, because you see it a lot in the youth, even people around our age.
Mhm.
They're taking a step back and realizing that we're literally working to live here. Like, that's all we're doing is we're getting by. It's no different than, it's kind of like modern day slavery in a sense, because if all you're doing is, like, for the majority of people, you have people who have good jobs who are living comfortably.
Yeah.
But for the majority of people, the middle class, you want to call it middle class, they're spending all their time working one job, two jobs, just to be able to afford their bills.
People they're not thriving, they're surviving.
Exactly. And that's no different. They're just giving you money. A company's giving you money to pay your room and board.
Yeah.
That's not living.
No.
And we should be one of the most richest countries on this earth because of what we have.
Mhm.
We have, and properties should be so much cheaper. We have so much land. Like, there's no reason for, it's not like in England, we're on an island.
No.
And we only have so much space. We have tons of land, tons of unused land, like, that you can purchase and build on. We should have the cheapest real estate, some of the cheapest real estate in the world, because we're the second biggest country.
Yeah.
So it's just, when you start thinking about all these things, you start realizing that we're getting taken advantage of here.
Well, did you hear that we have a Canada First rally coming up in October?
I didn't hear that. No.
I think it's at October 25th. So I thought maybe we should go down there with a camera. It's downtown.
Oh,
It's at the Parliament building, I believe.
Interesting.
And maybe we can get some footage or interview some people.
Sure.
I'm sure there are going to be anti-protesters there as well.
25th. Is that a Friday? That might be a Friday.
Might be a Friday. I'm not 100% sure on that. But hey, guys, in the comments, if you guys want to see some, on the street with the Bear With Me podcast, I know me and Quinn were talking about doing this, like going to, these protests or different events going on and kind of getting people's perspective on it,
Mm-hmm.
and then putting it out on our, YouTube or whatever platforms. So let us know if you would be interested in seeing more footage like that, content, as the kids say.
Well, also, let's say you are on the opposite side. Let's say you are, like, I don't even really consider myself a full-on conservative here.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm more center. I have a lot of old school libertarian values and some conservative values. So if you're on the other side and you, like, are into politics and you're Canada first and you want to have a debate or talk about these issues, obviously calmly and rationally, then we can set that up as well.
Yeah, I like that. That sounds like
bring you on the podcast and we'll just talk about stuff, just free ball back and forth of what your views are, what direction you think the country's going, what direction it can go, and kind of some of the issues from your perspective, because I'm willing to admit that all of us are probably in our own echo chambers. The algorithm feeds us what we want to see. So we might have two different sides completely.
Well, I want to get people on who I'm going to disagree with.
Yeah.
And I want to hear their point of view, and I want to have an actual conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of large format podcasts do that, and that's something I really want to get into on whatever. Like, I would love to have a Muslim in here, as long as we pat him down before. Just kidding. That's just a joke.
Just kidding, guys.
Maybe.
But yeah, we could definitely do that.
I would like to, with our election coming up soon here in Calgary for mayor and city councilors, we'd love to get some those guys on here and talk to them. Yeah, and I actually want to ask them legit questions.
See what they're really going to do.
Yeah.
What's their plan? Like, people talk about these things, but what's your plan of action to get these things done?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds good, has good sound bites, but what are you actually going to do? Do you even know what the process is?
Yeah. What's the difference between you and on deck right now? Why should I vote for you and why not for her? I mean, I would never vote for her because I think she's a buffoon, but I would still get her on here.
Sure.
I don't think she would come.
She definitely
She'd
would
be like, sorry, where's your podcast? Yeah, it's in my basement. Okay.
She's too high class for that.
Yeah. So, you guys know these city councilors?
Or go to her.
Yeah.
We'll go right into the mayor's office. Let's have a podcast. Let's do it.
Like the top guys, like Jeremy Farkas, I'd like to.
Mhm.
That Sonia, I don't know her last name, but she's running.
Okay.
And didn't we have a story about one of these guys running?
Yeah, we did. We could talk about that guy on Wednesday.
Actually, yeah, okay, good
Talk
call.
about that guy on Wednesday.
We'll save that one for Wednesday.
Yeah.
But something did come up in U.S. politics or news.
Surprise, surprise! Something's
Yep.
going on in the U.S.
So actually, we got a couple of things going on about that.
Yeah.
The first one we're going to talk about with. So if you guys don't know, the Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, or they know him as
Secretary of War.
Secretary of War. Last week there was all this talk about all the generals getting together, all the military brass meeting up in the same spot, and usually when that happens, it's like, hey, like we're getting ready for war, and or something big is going to go down. So everyone was kind of wondering what was happening, and then it turns out he was addressing, the high military brass, saying, like, hey, all this woke bullshit is gone. Military standards are coming back, like your physical, PT tests, weight, height, you have to do that. And then he went on about saying, like, even generals, everyone has to do PT every day. You have to pass a PT test twice a year. If you don't, you're gone. And I think this is kind of a summary of his speech that he did. And I've listened to it before. I don't know if you've heard it yet.
I haven't heard it.
But he does say a lot of good stuff. And then after this clip, we have, the brilliant minds from The View who give their take on it. And I can't wait to roast them. So roll this one.
Okay, here we go.
All starts with physical fitness and appearance. If the Secretary of War can do regular hard PT, so can every member of our joint force. Frankly, it's tiring to look out at combat formations or really any formation.
Pause it for a sec.
Fat troops.
So that humming you guys are hearing is not us. That's actually Fox News' recording. I heard someone play this speech as well on another podcast, and they said the same thing. So just so you guys know, that's not our audio. It was actually Fox News' audio.
So bear with Fox, not bear with us.
Yeah,
Okay.
we can say for once, it's not our audio issues. It's Fox News. Continue.
Okay.
A brand new private or a 4-star general, you need to meet the height and weight standards and pass your PT test. And as the chairman said, yes, there is no PT test. But today, at my direction, every member of the joint force at every rank is required to take a PT test twice a year, as well as meet height and weight requirements twice a year, every year of service. Also today, at my direction, every warrior across our joint force is required to do PT every duty day. Should be common sense. I mean, most units do that already, but we're codifying it. And we're not talking like hot yoga and stretching. Real hard PT, either as a unit or as an individual. At every level, from the Joint Chiefs to everyone in this room to the youngest private, leaders set the standard. And so many of you do this already. Active, Guard, and Reserve.
We thank you for watching.
There you go.
Well,
so basically saying is like, hey, we don't want any more fat troops. We want you guys to be, killers.
should be.
Yeah.
You think Russia and China are slacking off? Not
No.
a damn chance.
Well, I saw Dan Holloway off the Dream Bros podcast. He said, soldiers and warriors will train no matter what, but if the person leading them is training as well, they're going to train harder. It's like you look up, like leaders lead by example. So if you have this, fat, commanding officer or whatnot who looks like shit, doesn't do anything, it's just like it sets a bad example. And I'm happy that this guy's coming out. It's like, listen, your number one job in the military is, to kill. You guys are warriors. This is what you're doing. We have to set a standard, and I'm glad they're bringing it back.
Should be.
And Canada should be doing the same fucking thing too.
Dude, I've seen those. They have stands sometimes at events, such as like the Stampede and whatever else.
Yeah.
A lot of those guys are overweight, dude.
Oh,
I'm
overweight.
like, come on.
I saw like they had jewelry in the air. I saw one guy with blue hair, and I was like, "What the
Get out
fuck
of
is
here.
this?"
I want jacked up, steroid filled fucking soldiers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Excuse my language. I want them to be jacked right up.
Yep.
And
And then let's play. Oh, did we lose? We're good. Oh, sorry guys. Video issues, but the audio is good. So, the next clip that we're gonna play is, I think her name is Sunny. What is it? Sunny Hostin from The View. So, if you guys have ever seen anyone from The View, you can always tell that they're very grounded and well spoken in the nonsense they spew. So, let's roll this clip. You know, if my video doesn't work, it's all good. Oh, there we go, and we're back.
all right, let's roll the clip. I haven't personally listened to this yet, so we'll see what happens. Just let me get this pulled up here. The View always has good takes. You know, they're very non-biased too when they speak.
Oh God.
Really
Very intelligent,
befuddled
too.
by why he did that. The optics were terrible, meaning all of our top military brass are all in one place, and we spent $6 million to get
Pause.
them there. That didn't.
We spent $6 million to get all our top generals in the same place so we could discuss how we're gonna move forward and be better. I didn't hear her bitch once about the billions of dollars they're sending to Ukraine
or anything else.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Didn't make a lot of sense to me. It also didn't make a lot of sense to me that he was saying that he was going to toughen physical standards and review the anti-hazing policy by sort of implementing a hazing policy. And then also he said he was going to return to the highest male standard for combat positions because the troops were fat. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand how that was supposed to be an uplifting message for our military.
Maybe he's referring to Colonel Sanders.
Shut up, Joy
It was
Reid.
really a bizarre thing.
Okay.
Okay, listen, lady. If a country invades you, do you want the fat guys to be fighting, or do you want the top tough guys fighting back to save the country?
And she goes, they're bringing back hazing. I'm like, yeah, because the hazing that they did in like a lot of the, different units without the Army and Navy, it's like, you know why they do this? It's because it weeds out the weak little bitches.
Exactly.
Because when you get down range and shit hits the fan, they want to know that you're going to be able to, handle your shit.
It's not just physical toughness; it's mental.
Yeah, and it's like, God, they're
just anti-strength. They want weak people. It's like an agenda. It seems like there's no way they're that stupid they could possibly believe the things that they say.
Well, it's like The View is always so liberal. It's like, I don't know how that show is still running. They're so stupid.
I have no idea. It's insane at this point. I really don't get it.
Yeah, bring back hardcore. Like, if you're going to be in the Army, you should be jacked and fit as you could be.
Make the military tough again.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like a very hard thing to do. That's what they should be doing. You should have the biggest, baddest dudes in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then I saw something else. She went on that she was talking about how Pete Hegseth fired a bunch of people too, some generals. And then, of course, she brought up, he fired a couple people of color and females. And I'm like, well, did you bring up like what they were doing? You just highlight the part that, some of them were black and then some of them were female.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't look at what they did and how they fucked up.
It's just nonsense. Honestly, I feel like that stuff should be illegal. You shouldn't be able to frame something in a way that just angers people. Bring out the facts and then add that stuff in.
Yeah.
Don't just put out a soundbite.
But that doesn't get the clips. And it's like, I don't know. All those women on that show are just so stupid. Like the words I want to use right now, I'm not going to, but it's like, holy crap, man. Like,
it's amazing people still listen to that.
Like, if I was on that show, I would just like be like, look at him like, hey, just shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, what are you
don't make any
talking
sense.
about? Like, you don't even live in the real world.
No.
It's like Whoopi Goldberg's on there too, and all this shit. But anywho,
Anyway,
well, we just lost video feed on me yet again.
That's okay.
So this is probably a good place to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, before we head out, we did have a fan question.
Okay.
And it's fine that you guys can't see my beautiful face. They can focus on you and that your, what do they call that, chiseled jaw of yours?
Is it?
You got good, strong facial features.
Thanks, man. I
like
appreciate that.
So this comes from John Winterbottom Jr. He says, love the show, guys. Keep up the good work. Was curious what you guys' thoughts are on aliens, extraterrestrials, and UFOs. Do you guys think we are really alone in the universe? I think this would be an interesting topic to discuss. Aliens. Are they real? Are they not? Do you believe in them?
Let's start with, are we alone in the universe? I don't think so.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a scientist, but if you've ever looked up in the sky on a clear night with a telescope, there's so much out there that you can't even see with the naked eye.
Yeah.
I'd be hard pressed to say for a fact that there's no way that there's nothing else out there. That's a little crazy.
Yeah. I feel like I was talking about that today with someone. We'll touch about that on another day.
Okay.
What I know is, like, I think we've been visited by aliens.
Okay. What made you think that?
I don't know, just with all the footage that's come out. I mean, that could just be them trying to spin it one way. Do I think we're the only ones here? No. But, I mean, I'm a Christian, so it's like I believe in the Bible. Like, he created the heavens and the earth.
Mm-hmm.
Did he only create one earth, one heaven? I don't know. But it would be interesting. I wonder what it would be like if, aliens came down now. And then we tried explaining them to, like, hey, this is a transgender person. They'd be like, sorry, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Sorry, I flied 800 light years away to come this. They would just come by Earth and be like, well, fuck that. And just beeline back to wherever they came from.
Yeah. My thing with that is why don't you see that in the rest of the world? You only see that in Western countries.
What, aliens?
No, the transgender thing.
Oh.
You don't see that in China.
You don't see it in any Islamist countries.
You don't see it in Africa either.
No.
It's strange. But back to the aliens. Yeah, I think there's I don't know. I think there's a lot of conspiracy theories that go around about that. I mean,
I would love to interview an alien on here.
Or even Bob Lazar. Have you seen him on Rogan?
Oh, yeah.
Buddy, that guy's got some stories, and they're consistent. So
Mhm.
I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think the Area 51 would be a cool place to go.
Hell yeah. I would love to check that out.
So Trump, make it happen, buddy. Let's do it.
Okay, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in to another good episode. Apologize again for the video portion of my camera getting cut twice, but that's just how we do it here on the Bear With Me podcast, okay? It says it in its name itself.
Exactly.
We always say it every episode. But thank you, John, for the question. And if any of you other guys have any other questions, shoot me a message on either the Bear With Me podcast Instagram, YouTube, or my personal Instagram. You can hit up Quentin as well. We want to talk about everything and anything. So even if you have a crazy question, we'll try to touch base on it as well.
Sounds good.
As long as it doesn't get us canceled or fired, I'm totally for it.
Well, no one can fire us, but cancellation could happen.
Yes. So in saying that, thanks again. Love you guys.
Thanks, guys.
Peace out.